You are being replaced, right now, not in 10 years, not by 2030, but by the end of next year. According to Goldman Sachs, 300 million full-time jobs globally will be automated by AI, and the US white-collar workforce is ground zero. And it's already happening. Amazon cut 30,000 corporate jobs this year alone. UPS slashing 48,000 operations roles right before the holiday rush. Klarna replaced 700 workers with one AI chatbot. Wall Street is cheering every time a human is fired. Why? Because AI doesn't complain, doesn't unionize, and never takes a lunch break. And here's the part no one tells you. Companies aren't just testing AI, they're restructuring entire departments around it. That means fewer jobs, more churn, and no ladder to climb. You're not competing against other humans anymore. You're competing against a machine that's trained on your resume. This is the AI job apocalypse, and it's not coming. It's here. Let's count down the top 10 industries that are getting annihilated, starting with number 10. 10. HR departments are quietly going extinct. You probably haven't noticed because they'd rather you didn't. But human resources departments across the country are being dismantled piece by piece. That people and culture email you got last month? Yeah, odds are it wasn't written by a person at all. It was stitched together by software like Lena AI or Paradox, automated HR platforms that now handle everything from recruitment to onboarding to employee grievances. According to a 2024 report by Gartner, 43% of enterprises in the US have already significantly downsized their HR staff due to generative AI implementation. And the rest? They're testing tools designed to eliminate human involvement in hiring altogether. What used to require a team of 10, scheduling interviews, screening resumes, running payroll, writing performance reviews, can now be done in 30 seconds with an LLM-powered backend. Even more disturbing, some of the biggest names in HR automation are deliberately branding their tools to sound human like Eva, Wade, or Olivia to maintain the illusion of a relationship. That's not an accident. It's psychological manipulation designed to reduce resistance to full automation. A leaked memo from a Fortune 100 company shows internal discussion on replacing 87% of their HR division with AI by Q1 2026. Not because it's better, because it's cheaper, and the shareholders love it. If you thought HR was there to protect the worker, think again. They were always there to protect the company from lawsuits. Now they don't even need a person to do that. They just need a chatbot with legalese built in. When companies start automating their own people departments, ask yourself, what chance do the rest of us have? 9. AI is gutting the marketing industry from the inside out. Let's talk about the creative economy, because marketing is no longer a playground for humans. Not really. The same industry that once paid six-figure salaries to brand strategists, copywriters, and digital campaign analysts is now bleeding those very workers out through the nose. In 2023, the Association of National Advertisers reported that over 57% of marketing departments had integrated AI tools into their core workflows. But by mid-2025, that number shot up to 84%, and the downstream impact is devastating. Jasper, Copy.ai, Runway ML, Midjourney, and dozens of other tools are already replacing the bread-and-butter roles that young creatives use to cut their teeth on. In one shocking survey of 200 CMOs, 92% admitted they had either frozen or reduced new hires in favor of AI-generated content. Why pay a team of 5 to write blog posts, design graphics, run A/B tests, and manage SEO when one software suite can do it all for the cost of a monthly gym membership? Even worse, advertisers now A/B test hundreds of AI-generated taglines at once, something no human team could ever scale. The psychological warfare of marketing, what colors make you click, what words make you buy, is now being fed to large models trained on your behavior. We're not just losing jobs, we're losing influence. Entry-level creatives used to spend 2 years writing tweets before rising into more strategic roles. Now there's no bottom rung to climb. It's just a cliff. Ask any new college grad with a communications degree what they're doing. The answer is either freelancing or figuring it out, which is code for there's no jobs left. And yet, corporate profits from AI marketing have never been higher. It's efficient, it's ruthless, and it's only just begun. 8. Law firms are slashing paralegals and junior associates in droves. Here's a little-known fact most people outside the legal world haven't caught on to yet. Your fancy law degree? It may not even get you in the door anymore, because big law is undergoing an AI revolution that makes even Wall Street nervous. In 2024, PwC released an internal benchmark showing that AI tools saved over 300,000 labor hours across their legal compliance teams. And guess what? They're scaling it globally. The same trend is erupting across firms like Baker McKenzie, Clifford Chance, and Latham & Watkins. AI platforms like Harvey.ai, trained specifically on legal corpora, are already reviewing contracts, drafting discovery memos, and scanning legal precedent faster and more accurately than junior associates ever could. The traditional up or out system in law used to require armies of recent grads to grind for years before making partner. That army is now being dismantled by software. A leaked slide from a 2025 internal Deloitte legal team meeting shows plans to reduce their incoming class of legal analysts by 70% over the next 2 years. And let's be real, nobody's fighting to protect the $215,000 a year junior attorney when an algorithm can do 90% of their tasks without bathroom breaks. It's not just the bottom feeders either. The same tools are being deployed to draft filings and manage compliance for multinational clients. We're talking dozens of billable hours vaporized per client. Paralegals are being rebranded as AI supervisors, which sounds fancy until you realize it's a way to pay them less for more responsibility. Even bar exam passers are struggling to find clerkships. The legal field, once thought to be recession-proof and AI-resistant, is now bleeding talent as firms chase higher margins with fewer humans. And the bar? It won't save you. Not from this. 7. Customer support? Yeah, that job's basically gone. Let me just say this as plainly as I can. If you, or anyone you love, works in customer service, it is time to make an exit plan. Because that ship? It's already halfway underwater. In 2023, IBM projected that AI chatbots would replace 300 million customer support interactions per day globally. That number was already surpassed by Q2 of 2025. Now, the top 100 US retailers use AI-first support bots by default. Tools like Intercom, Zendesk AI, and Salesforce Einstein are being deployed not as support tools, but as full-on replacements. And we're not talking about sorry for the wait level service. We're talking real-time sentiment analysis, predictive response generation, and Tier 1 ticket resolution in under 12 seconds. By the time you reach a human now, it's usually because AI gave up, or you did. According to McKinsey's 2025 Global Workforce Report, over 2.1 million US customer service jobs will be gone by the end of 2026, permanently replaced by generative AI agents. Some call centers are being repurposed into AI monitoring stations, rooms full of empty desks where 2 people babysit 10,000 conversations. In Mexico and the Philippines, where American companies once outsourced for cheap labor, thousands of workers are being laid off, not due to costs, but because machines don't take breaks, complain, or unionize. And even when companies pretend to augment human agents with AI, it's a short-term move. Once training is done, the humans go. Just ask Klarna. Their AI agent now handles 700 full-time equivalents worth of customer support, overnight, and Wall Street rewarded them for it. This isn't the future. This is right now, and it's not slowing down. 6. Financial analysts? More like spreadsheet ghosts. You ever notice how quiet the finance department's been lately? It's not because they're on vacation, it's because a lot of them are gone, and their replacements don't breathe. Financial analysis, once the crown jewel of white-collar job security, is becoming an AI slaughterhouse. We're talking about a profession where humans used to pore over balance sheets, run projections, and model risk for weeks. Now, you can do that in under 4 seconds using a tool like AlphaSense, Bloomberg GPT, or ChatGPT Enterprise, fed directly into an Excel plugin. Wall Street Journal reported in July 2025 that over 38% of junior financial analyst roles across investment banks were eliminated in the past 12 months alone. Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley are both piloting in-house LLMs trained on decades of proprietary financial data, and they're not shy about it. A leaked memo from Citi's operations team openly stated their 2026 goal: eliminate 50% of entry-level modeling roles and repurpose through AI augmentation. That's not even code. That's a kill order. You think all those 23-year-olds burning out in Excel until 3 a.m. are still landing promotions? Nah. They're getting beat by a 29-month license to a custom-trained AI that doesn't ask for coffee breaks. Even worse, the few humans left behind are being told to validate the AI's numbers, which really means double-check the machine that just took your job. The big secret? Hedge funds are already using AI to generate trading strategies faster than you can type the word earnings. If the job of understanding money is now run by machines, where does that leave the rest of us? Broke, probably, and replaced. 5. Architecture and engineering are getting eaten alive by algorithms. You probably think architecture is safe, right? It's creative, technical, physical, something a human has to touch. Wrong, so wrong. In fact, the AI takeover in design, civil engineering, and architecture might be the quietest coup of them all. Start with this. Autodesk, the industry-standard software for architects and engineers, now features generative AI tools that can design entire building schematics, load-bearing calculations included, based on a 2-sentence prompt. A 2024 survey by the American Institute of Architects showed that 61% of firms are already using AI-assisted design workflows, and not just for ideation. We're talking full blueprints, code compliance checks, thermal modeling, and client-ready renderings, all without a human touching a pen. Civil engineers aren't faring much better. Firms like Arup and Bechtel have started using AI to auto-generate infrastructure layouts based on environmental constraints, traffic simulations, and raw land data, all fed through models that can revise in real time based on zoning updates. A junior structural engineer? That used to be an $80,000 starting salary. Now it's a job prompt. And the kicker? Cities are buying into it. LA's Planning Commission recently revealed they're testing AI-generated urban layouts to cut down on bottlenecks and reduce manual oversight. You used to spend 4 years getting an engineering degree just to intern under a licensed PE. Now, firms are hiring AI technicians to push buttons on a UI that does it all. It's not about whether AI will replace architects and engineers. It already is. And it doesn't need sleep, student loans, or professional licensure. You thought these were the safe careers? Not anymore. Now they're just the next ones on the chopping block. 4. Journalism is dying, and AI is writing the obituary. I hate to say this, especially as someone who respects the grind, but if you're trying to break into journalism in 2025, you might want to consider learning Python instead. Because newsrooms, they're not hiring, they're firing. And the ones that aren't, they're quietly replacing bylines with bots. Just look at what happened in 2024 alone. CNET, Sports Illustrated, BuzzFeed, and even Gannett-owned papers were caught publishing AI-generated articles without disclosing the source. When they got caught, no apologies, just pivoted harder into automation. According to Press Gazette, 34% of digital newsrooms in the US now use AI for story generation, and that number is expected to hit 60% by the end of 2026. The Associated Press has been using automated earnings reports since 2014. Now they're moving into crime briefs, weather summaries, and even basic politics. ChatGPT 5.0, released earlier this year, is now capable of pulling real-time data, matching house-style guides, and summarizing complex issues faster than any intern or junior reporter ever could. News anchors? They're next. China's already using AI-powered avatars for daily broadcasts. And here's the brutal irony. AI is being trained on the writing of journalists who are currently unemployed because of AI. The snake is eating its own tail. Local journalism, the watchdog of democracy, is being gutted first because it's the least profitable. One major U.S. metro newspaper reportedly cut 75% of its human writing staff in Q2 2025 after signing a content deal with a generative AI platform. They didn't even announce it. Just gone. Journalism, which once held the powerful accountable, is now being powered by the same tech billionaires it's supposed to be investigating. And if that doesn't terrify you, it should. 3. The death of entry-level medicine has already begun. This one hurts. Because we're not just talking about losing jobs, we're talking about risking lives. See, AI in medicine used to be about augmenting human doctors, helping them read scans, spot rare diseases, and make fewer mistakes. But somewhere along the line, hospitals realized something. AI doesn't get tired, it doesn't get sued, and it doesn't ask for overtime. So now, entry-level positions like medical transcriptionists, radiology techs, and even diagnostic nurses, already being slashed. And here's the kicker. The public doesn't even know yet. A 2025 McKinsey report found that 30% of U.S. healthcare providers are now using AI diagnostic tools as a first line of review, often without telling the patient. And the trend isn't slowing. Google's MedPalm 2 is already outperforming human doctors in diagnosing certain illnesses from patient notes. IBM's Watson Health, once declared dead, quietly re-emerged under new private ownership, and is now being used to reduce oncology staff by up to 40% in trial hospitals. Meanwhile, radiology, completely under siege. A Stanford-led trial found that an AI system beat human readers in detecting lung nodules in 97% of cases, at a speed 300 times faster. So what happens to the med student who spent 8 years and $400K getting trained to look at CT scans? They don't get hired, they just get outperformed. Even scribe roles are vanishing. Tools like Nuance Dragon Ambient and Suki.ai now listen to the doctor-patient interaction in real time and generate full, billable charts. No person needed. So next time you go in for a checkup, ask yourself, who's really evaluating you? A trained physician? Or a black box algorithm trained on 400 million data points? And your last insurance claim? 2. Teachers are being replaced without you even realizing it. Let's get real. If you think AI won't come for the teachers, you haven't looked inside a modern classroom lately. Because while we're all arguing about books in school libraries and dress codes, AI is already in the door and grading the papers. It started slowly. Automated essay graders, spelling checkers, test generators. But in 2025, it's now morphed into full-on AI learning systems that not only teach, but also assess, personalize, and discipline. And the worst part? School districts are sold on it. Why hire a $55,000 year entry-level educator when a one-time software license from Conmigo or Century Tech can teach 20,000 students per hour in every language, with infinite patience, 0 sick days, and no pension? In Texas, over 180 school districts now use AI tutors in place of after-school instructors. In California, LAUSD just approved a pilot that replaces live homework help with an AI bot. In rural areas, virtual classrooms led by synthetic avatars are the only teachers some kids have. And that's just K-12. At the college level, community colleges are already replacing adjunct professors with LLM-led modules that teach economics, psychology, even nursing basics. Over 40% of for-profit colleges now use auto-graded, auto-taught, and auto-proctored systems. No human needed. It's cheaper, it's scalable, and it's deadly for new educators. You used to spend 4 years learning pedagogy, get credentialed, start as a substitute, and maybe someday get tenure. That pipeline, gone. Replaced by an AI that never raises its voice and gives every student a perfect individualized curriculum at a fraction of the cost. So if you're asking whether teachers are safe, let me put it this way. They're already being laid off quietly, one lesson plan at a time. 1. Coders built their replacement, and now they're being erased. This is it. The most brutal, ironic, and horrifying twist of the AI job apocalypse. The people who built the machine are now the first ones on the chopping block. Coders, developers, engineers, the kings and queens of the tech economy. Gone, or rather, being replaced by the very tools they helped create. GitHub Copilot, built on OpenAI's Codex model, now writes over 46% of all code on its platform. In 2023, that number was 30%. By the end of 2026, experts expect it to hit 70%. Entire startups now launch with no human engineers, just a founder, an idea, and a generative coding model. At Amazon Web Services, insiders leaked that internal dev teams are using auto-code generators to reduce manpower by up to 60% per project. Meta, Google, Microsoft, they've all cut thousands of engineering roles in the past 18 months. And every time a new model drops, that number ticks higher. The era of the 10x engineer, replaced by one guy and a GPT plugin. Juniors are getting obliterated. You used to land a 95K job out of boot camp and learn by shadowing seniors. Now those entry jobs are gone. The AI writes the code, refactors the legacy system, runs unit tests, and commits to Git, while you sit on LinkedIn praying someone still hires humans. You want irony? AI models are trained on the public code repositories that coders uploaded to show off their skills. They open source themselves right out of a job. And here's the nuclear bomb. Major AI firms are now building models that improve themselves. Self-refining, self-coding intelligence. This isn't science fiction anymore. It's GitHub, yesterday. The builders thought they'd be irreplaceable. Instead, they built the last job they'd ever have. And that's it. The 10 industries already being gutted by AI, and we didn't even touch the ones that are next. If you think your job is safe, if you think your degree means something or that your company values you, I hate to break it to you. They don't. They value margins, they value speed, and they value the machine that does your work in half the time and never asks for a raise. The old system, go to school, get a job, work hard, retire with dignity, is dead. This is the new economy, one where AI doesn't just take the factory jobs, it takes the boardroom too. And most people? They won't realize they've been replaced until their badge stops working and the severance hits their inbox. The worst part? This isn't a glitch. It's the plan. The CEOs know it. Wall Street loves it. And the politicians? They're busy regulating deepfakes while your entire profession is being erased. So what now? You can't fight AI, but you can stop sleepwalking through this collapse. Learn how it works. Pivot faster than it replaces you. Because if you wait for someone to save you, you'll be waiting in the unemployment line with everyone else who thought they were safe. This is the AI job apocalypse. And if you're still employed in 2026, you're the exception, not the rule.